yesterday was really about getting the business leaders from the 5 Brics nations and also the countries that are known now as the Brics outreach, the other African countries that are sort of now participating at this particular summit, the business delegations from those countries. That yesterday was really their opportunity to sort of network and sort of see areas of possible collaboration and perhaps sign a few deals here and there, because at the end of it all, Dan, the heads of state and the various ministers and the leaders of Brics can agree that yes, indeed, we want to invest in each other's countries, but save for the parastatals where, you know, a directive can be issued to say, hey, assist Eskom in South Africa or assist Transnet in South Africa. It really boils down to business, to the business leaders of the various countries to actually make it happen in terms of concluding deals that will see establishments of various trade patterns and also investment patterns that will see growth, the growth that they are talking about in this theme of this year BRICS Summit. Today is really the politics of things, because the 5 leaders of BRICS, the heads of state, will be here and will have what they're calling a photo, a family photo, before getting down to business in terms of the opening session where remarks will be made. We already saw the tone being set yesterday by the President of South Africa, President Ramaphosa, but also the President of China, Xi Jinping, talking about that particular issue of what they see as a rising protectionism and the rules that they're saying, the sort of behavior, unilateral behavior that they say flies in the face of WTO established rules in terms of international trade, and also urging that in light of that, there should be more trade between these BRICS nations.
Yeah, and I mean, this tone of this increasing protectionism that's coming out of the United States, Donald Trump, sort of, in my view, playing into the hands of BRICS, assisting BRICS to say we need this alternative trade bloc in the world. We must come together with the emerging economies. Let's do these things for ourselves. And it's very impressive how the Africa Outreach Program is working out, with South Africa seen as a bridge of BRICS on the continent.
Yeah, it is, Dan. I mean, it's certainly not seen previously in other BRICS summits where, you have so many African leaders, heads of state and heads of government and senior delegations really taking part. It's something that's unique in that this year, of course, the theme is a mouthful: BRICS in Africa, collaboration for inclusive growth and shared prosperity in the 4th Industrial Revolution. So that explains why these African nations, African leaders are here. But also, it also explains, it's partly explained by that, observation that's certainly being made by the BRICS leaders, that there is a growing protectionism, and therefore if you can find other paths in as far as trade is concerned, in as far as investment is concerned. South Africa is one of the countries that have been on the receiving end of the higher tariffs on steel and aluminium from the side of the United States. You need to be able to then see, what do I do? Where else can we export this aluminium and steel? Where else is it needed where we can do that? But make no mistake, Dan, and as much as that, that commentary that says there's opportunity for the BRICS nations to trade more with themselves and for Africa to take advantage of this situation, the commentary also emphasizes that at the end of it all, there will be no winners if a trade war actually goes full scale between the big powers of the world. Certainly, as we're seeing right now between the United States and China, that tit-for-tat reciprocal increase in tariffs doesn't benefit anyone at the end of it all. Global trade will slow down and we will all be poorer for it.
Thank you very much. Thulasizwe, before I let you go, the Heads of State Summit proper officially opening about what time today?
It's estimated it will be about 11 o'clock, thereabout, Dan, the 11th hour of the morning, let's put it that way. That's when those speeches will be getting underway. The program, I must say, Dan, it's almost like chasing a moving target, because the information contained in the electronic program sometimes differs from the information you see in the actual printed program. So we will not be committing to anything as we were doing yesterday, as I was boldly doing yesterday. And also, in terms of the program that I've seen, there's also an opportunity for the BRICS leaders to have a retreat to the cradle of humankind. That's where they'll be going at one particular point. I don't know at what point exactly. And also importantly, then, for us to watch out for is also the issue around the Russian President Vladimir Putin's meeting with Recep Tayyip Erdogan. That's a big one in the geopolitics of things. The president of Turkey, you know about the situation in Syria and how both countries are very much engaged in the situation playing itself out there. And also other issues that will be playing themselves out are issues to do with South Sudan and the conclusion there of a peace treaty there between President Salva Kiir and Riek Machar. So there's a lot happening. It's a big opportunity. And as I said yesterday, perhaps South Africa being at the center of the geopolitical universe at this particular moment.
Yes, the summit is on its own, but there's so much happening on its side.